We're just hardworking people, and
Yeah, man.
that transitions us almost seamlessly into our meaningful topic, meaningful-ish topic. So we took a topic this week: blue collar versus white collar. Aaron, tell us what blue collar is for the listeners that might hear that but not know what it actually is. I guess give me some context into blue collar.
Blue collar, you're out there getting it, dude. You're actually using your hands and skills to make money. Could be anything from being a mechanic to a welder, or I mean anything that's labor intensive, honestly.
Okay. And then for white collar, for you people that might not know what it is or not 100% sure, for some context here, it's your prototypical 9 to 5 job where you traditionally do wear a collared shirt. You don't really get your hands dirty. You don't really physically work. You more mentally and emotionally work, opposed to actually doing the labor, being on that grind, and doing that thing. So, Aaron, for you, you've worked blue collar basically like your entire career, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So how has that like affected you like personally?
It's it's a it's a blessing and a curse. I mean, it installs a good work ethic in you, but also at the end of your work week, it's rough, you know, having the energy to deal with the kids and get out there and be with them after you've worked 40 to 60 hours of hard labor intensive work.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So for your family, so being that that's been your entire career, that's been, kind of just what you've done your entire relationship with your wife, kind of how has that kind of affected like your like family and like being at home and whatnot on a daily basis? And how has that changed over time?
I mean, it's not a huge thing. I mean, the biggest thing you deal with is just being tired. Also, I do. I'm not sure if it's the same way in white collar, but like we do tend to work a lot of overtime. Things have to get done. So I mean, we're a 10-hour day might turn into a 14 or 16-hour day.
Okay, makes sense. And then so what do you do more so like when you have one of those super long labor intensive weeks, but let's say you had something planned with the old lady come Friday or Saturday and you're just beat down. What does that like look like for you guys, or how has that like evolved over time to what it is now? How do you make that time for like
Um,
your significant other? How do you make that time for your kids? Like just where when you have those 60-hour weeks, where does that time come from, or how do you kind of balance that?
you just gotta sacrifice, really, man. I mean, on my Friday, I might be dead tired, but I mean, I'm gonna make the time to spend with my family. I'll just get it back on the back end, knock out early on Friday, and get it back on Saturday.
Love that. Love that. So it's pretty similar in white collar. I mean, granted, there's not as much overtime. The job's kind of gonna be there when we come back tomorrow. Not too much is gonna change, unless there's like a deadline that has to be met. Which there are deadlines or there are goals that do have to be met, but at the same time, it's a lot of things can be moved to the next day. So for me, working mostly, I wouldn't say mostly white collar because I've also worked in retail, which is very hands on as well. But more or less, the last year, 2 out of the last 3 years have been more white collar for me. So there definitely are the pluses to white collar where you have that family time already kind of built in because you know when you're getting off at a set time, you have a set routine of when you wake up and go, when you come home, and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so that was great for me because I was straight blue collar right before that. Working those long retail hours and working that overtime, getting the job done, working with my hands. Before that, running a fast food restaurant, things like that, where that there's that difference where you go from working that extremely long schedule and all of a sudden you're working this almost normal person schedule where you actually have that work life balance. So that's kind of what I want to get into here. What do you do personally other than sacrifice, kind of make it up on a Saturday?